Today we're going to be talking about the rise and the fall of Essential Phone. Now, when this phone was launched just about a year ago, back in August, it had a ton of hype. And for good reason. I'd say two big reasons as to why it had that hype. For one, Andy Rubin, who is the godfather of Android, sold Android to Google back in 2005, and we all know what Android is now today, if not the biggest mobile operating system on the planet. The other reason being all of the money that was dumped into this company early on from the likes of Amazon, Foxconn, just to name a couple, giving this company a valuation of nearly $1 billion. So of course they had the money, they also had the vision, and also the visionary Andy Rubin, but for some reason a year later, this company isn't what most of us thought it would be. Now, once again, this is just my opinion based on some facts that I found online, and also my view of the brand as it stands today in the marketplace. This was supposed to be the essential piece, or the center, the brains of this automated ecosystem that Andy Rubin envisioned years ago. All of the tech reviewers and enthusiasts around the world were clamoring for this device. People were ready to receive their essential phone, and everyone was wondering if the hype was real. But now we have to ask the question, what happened? Why is this phone not one of the titans in the smartphone industry? Why is this not in everyone's hand? And I think that there are several reasons why this phone only sold 88,000 units last year. Why it only sold 20,000 in its first month, and 5,000 of which were from Sprint. For one, the main reason this phone was not a success early on was because of manufacturing. So 3 or 4 months after the phone is launched, the first customers are just then receiving their devices. The hype is real. They've been waiting months for these phones. And when they get it, they run into several issues, from the camera performance being very bad, to the screen not being responsive for select customers, phone calls dropping, connectivity issues. Overall, this phone does not live up to the hype when they get it in their hands, and they paid $700 for it. This is priced at a premium price point. They pay $700, wait 3 months for a phone after it's been launched that doesn't live up to the hype. Can you imagine how fast that bad news traveled? This phone had some of the worst press early on due to a wide range of issues that the first customers were receiving with their phones, and of course the delays. Larger companies are able to get ahead of these kind of issues with day one patches. They can turn things around rapidly. Essential Phone wasn't as quick to respond as a larger company would be, but they did respond. This phone has received several updates since. When I actually got this recently from Amazon Deal Day for $250, and side note, if you got this for $250, it's well worth your money. Good on you, because I can't name a phone that's better for $250. When I first booted this phone up, it had at least 4 or 5 updates, from big software updates, I think, to Oreo, but then also little software updates like security patches, camera fixes, bug fixes, to correct all the issues that this phone was plagued with early on. And to be honest, my first impressions of this device is that it's solid. It's a good phone, but most of these companies don't get a second chance to fix the first impression. Earlier this year, back in about March, I want to say, they released a few different color options that kind of revitalized the brand and gave it some more momentum. They got a boost in sales, but it wasn't enough to really put a dent in the market as far as units sold and be a true competitor to the likes of Samsung, LG, Sony, all the other companies out there, Apple, of course. And then in May, rumors started to circulate about the Essential Phone 2 not being a thing, that the company is shifting focus and they're no longer going to make smartphones and focus solely on home solutions, automated systems in the house. And then we finally get word from Andy Rubin, and he crushes our dreams by saying, "We always have multiple products in development at the same time, and we embrace canceling some in favor of the ones we think will be bigger hits. We are putting all of our efforts towards our future game-changing products, which include mobile and home products." They've only released 1 product so far, so if he's talking about canceling some in favor of others, he's only talking about canceling the phone. How can you possibly offer an automated home solution but don't include the brains of the operation, which is the cell phone? Most of these ecosystems, like Apple's ecosystem, Google's ecosystem, they're all hinged on the smartphone. The smartphone is the brains of the operation. Of course, it is running on Android, so it may still survive, being that Android is still a prevalent system, operating system. They can run it on the Pixels, they can run it on any phone that's running Android, but it still doesn't give you that same satisfaction. You have to have a smartphone that grabs the consumer and introduces them to the wide range of products within that ecosystem for that phone. And another thing that diminishes the brand is the fact that by not adding a second device, you're company is already viewed as a failure, unfortunately. No one's gonna invest in your ecosystem when you can't even properly deliver a good smartphone. That doesn't instill too much faith in the consumer. Now, of course, there's gonna be the diehard people that are in love with their Essential phones. They've had them since day one, and they'll definitely hop on that bandwagon and support the brand. But as far as it being a global success and everyone attaching to it, you're gonna have a really hard time. But I really just wanted to open up the dialogue and discuss the rise and fall of this company because I think it's very unique. I've never seen a company in 1 year have tons of hype and be completely irrelevant in a year's time. I really just want to know your guys' thoughts and opinion on this matter. If you're into cell phones or smartphones, let me know because this is an interesting topic. But until next time, stay fresh. Peace.